Our last attack rendered the rebel cruiser Lulsla vulnerable for a direct attack using torpedoes. Transports Sigma and Omega have been chosen for the honor of destroying the rebel cruiser. Assault gunboat groups Tau and Nu will provide close escort for the attacking transports. The rebel starfighter threat is low since the last battle. However, some fighters may have survived. Besides the Lulsla's turbo lasers, the many mines that surround her may be the biggest threat.
Okay, welcome to the last mission of this first battle in Star Wars TIE Fighter. We're going to be flying a gunboat once again. And this mission is a bit of an odd one in a couple ways, but what we are going to do is we're going to go ahead and summon some reinforcements for this mission because, well, it's a bit of a toughie and it can be hard to deal with, mostly because of all these mines that have been set up all around our target, which is the cruiser. Now, these mines are typically pretty difficult to deal with, especially these long ones that kind of look like a torch. They tend to launch missiles at you, and there's about 25 of them altogether, I think, something like that. So they can be pretty irritating to deal with. What you can do, however, is use concussion missiles to take them out from a distance. Now, you like the missiles because they can home in on the mines and blow them up quickly, but you don't need to get a full lock because the mines are stationary. So only a partial lock is necessary, and you can work through them a lot more quickly that way. And this is overall a pretty useful way of dealing with these mines, or at least initially. Now, you don't really want to fly too deep into the minefield because you'll get blown up pretty quickly, as is happening right now. So you generally want to avoid getting too close. And as mentioned, as the officer mentioned earlier, the ship may eventually, or the cruiser, will probably eventually launch a bunch of starfighters after us. So that can typically be a problem, and we are going to have to deal with that eventually. And hopefully we can take out a bunch of these mines before that happens. And as you can see, it's very dangerous around here. Lots of mines shooting at you, lots of things happening. That's why those reinforcements are really handy to summon, because they tend to help take out a whole bunch of, or help absorb the attention of the enemy for at least a little while, which is handy. Now, the ship has launched a bunch of aircraft, as you can see, or not aircraft, spacecraft, whatever. But among them include, it looks like one A-wing, 2 X-wings, and a Y-wing, which is a pretty dangerous combination. I mean, the A-wing is really the most irritating of the group, I'd say, mostly because they do this, they fly around really fast, and they're really hard to get into a fight with. So you kind of have to deal with him as quickly as you can, or he's going to be harassing you the whole time. Like I said, in this mission, these big battles, there's always going to be someone chasing you around, no matter what it is you're doing, and it's probably going to be an A-wing, and he's probably an asshole. I mean, what did you think the A in A-wing stood for, anyway? As for secondary and bonus objectives for this mission, the main bonus objective here is to take out all of the mines in the field. That is, all of them, every single one. Fortunately, while it is a good idea to take them out early, while there's more craft around for them to focus on, so they're not just focusing on you and blowing you up very quickly. It's also a good idea to. It can also be a good idea to save them for later. Just take care of them once everything else is done, because the mines aren't really going to go anywhere, and if you don't have to worry about anything else, they're relatively easy to take care of on their own, as long as you're careful about it. And if it does come to that, I probably won't record it because it's a very slow and boring process in which you come in, take out maybe 1 or 2 mines, then fly away before they have a chance to do significant damage to you. Now, these A-wings, or these X-wings, are being pretty annoying, and as you can see, those reinforcements we called in are already getting pummeled pretty hard. Transport Sigma and Omega have already been destroyed. They're supposed to blow up the cruiser. Fortunately, they do get reinforced, as in more of them will be sent in as the battle goes on, but this isn't an unlimited supply. They will eventually run out, and if that happens, you're kind of screwed, because the primary objective is, of course, to blow up the cruiser itself. And you can't do that if you don't have the transports, because they're the ones carrying the torpedoes needed to do the blowing up. So if you don't take care of the transports at least a little bit, well, you're going to be in trouble. So take care of the transports as well as you can. And the best way to do that is, of course, to take out as many of these mines as possible, and as well to take out those fighters before they get too much damage done. And as you can see, those torch-looking mines like to launch torpedoes at you, like this one here. So you kind of have to deal with that. And it can be pretty irritating. And the cruiser itself, of course, will shoot at you, because it doesn't really like you because you're trying to blow it up. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Now, it's a good idea to track the health of the cruiser, because at a certain point it will start launching transports and stuff, and you kind of have to destroy those. It will also launch a couple shuttles, which you have to destroy or capture if you want to accomplish all the bonus objectives. So that's something to keep in mind while you're doing this as well. And at this point they've launched 4 X-wings, which you also have to deal with. So we're going to have to try to take care of them as best we can.
Rebel transports are evacuating the Lulzma.
And we got plenty of missiles to take care of them, really, so it shouldn't be too much of trouble. Guy's dead. Okay, so all the rebel transports and shuttles have left the Lulzma, kind of a strange name for a ship or whatever, but with that done, we now have to go and try to destroy them. But typically it's a good idea to take out the X-wings first, because if you don't, they'll kind of hunt you down as you're trying to do your job, so that's kind of a bad thing. Don't let that happen. And let's see here. Another X-wing. One more X-wing, sorry, and then we should be able to take out the shuttles and everything. Hopefully they haven't gotten too far away at this point. Generally you want to take out the transport or the shuttles first before the transports, because they tend to flee a lot more quickly, but they have to go quite a ways in order to actually get away. So that's at least somewhat helpful. Here's the shuttles we have to capture, so I'm going to go chase after them, see if I can't catch them. Although it looks like they haven't actually destroyed the cruiser yet, though Sigma's still working on it, I guess. Hopefully it'll die in the next round. There we go. So the cruiser's dead.
The cruiser Lulzma has been destroyed.
And we're going to now hunt down this shuttle and try to catch it. It's moving away quite quickly, but shouldn't be too hard to catch up to it. He has to go quite a ways in order to actually escape the battlefield. And we're pretty fast, relatively speaking, which is nice. So redirect some of our power to our engines. And now this is a point where we're going to need to employ our ion cannons for pretty much like the first time in this whole series. I mean, we've only done 6 battles so far, and for most of them we didn't even have ion cannons. This is only the second time we've actually had them in our, in our arsenal. So it's nice to actually be able to use them. Usually, like I said, take out the shuttles first before you take out the transports, just because the shuttles are a lot quicker and the transports probably won't get away as long as you do the shuttles first. So, or rather, nothing will get away. Now, Transport Sigma enters hyperspace because he's got nothing left to do here. His mission's done. He wouldn't be of much use anyway. And you use the ion cannons. You can use your lasers to take on the shields first if you like, and then after that you just take out their systems with the ion cannons, and they'll lose our power. They'll come to a stop, their engines won't work, they won't be able to shoot or anything, so they'll pretty much be totally incapacitated. And then your partnership or whatever can take them out for you. So now we're going to arm our ion cannons, or our laser cannons rather, and we're going to destroy the these shuttles, or the transports rather, and then after that the mission will pretty much be done. The only remaining thing to do would be to wipe out all those mines, which I'm not actually going to record because that would take a really long time. So yeah, when you're doing that, just be careful about it. Don't do anything foolish like I would. Anyway, like I said, the only thing left to do is take out these transports, and after you've done that, that'll be all the bonus objectives. So I think I might actually cut the video right around here, because the well, taking out these transports isn't actually difficult or anything really, but I mean, whatever. Do whatever you like when you're doing this. I mean, you probably won't have any torpedoes left at this point, but yeah, just take out those transports and that's pretty much it. Okay? So for convenience sake, I'm just going to cut this video short. Alright? See you next time.
I have come with an offer for the rebellion.
We have little reason to trust you, Admiral Harkov, but we are willing to hear your offer.
The fleet under my command is willing to join the Rebel Alliance for a price.
Very interesting, Admiral. We have great need for officers of your caliber. Here is what I propose.